Medase. Let's get into it and let's get to the camp of Chelsea Football Club. Charlie Todd Bowley, aka owner, aka part-time CEO, aka sporting director, aka scout, wearing multiple hats at Chelsea, getting the business done. So according to of course the famous one, Fabrizio Romano, he is saying that the deal has been tied up. It's what, £55 million, 5-year contract, and they say that Chelsea have already handed Sevilla the contract. The only thing that was holding this up is that Jules Kounde was also hoping to go to Brook FC. Oh, Barcelona. What is this? Team where they not get money, everybody won't play. I don't understand what's going on.
That's what you call a big team.
You mean class is permanent?
Thank you.
Oh, Charlie. Well, it looks like Chelsea will get their man, and it looks like they will get him for considerably cheaper than they initially thought. In the beginning, I think Sevilla were holding out for something around 80 million or so. Summer. Yeah, so now they say £55 million, 5-year deal. Let me start off with you, Rahman, on this one, because you are following the activities of Todd Bowley closely. How much was this a Marina Lampard, wish? Because I did say that Chelsea have been following this guy for quite a long time. It
wasn't Lampard, that one I can tell you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you trying to say Lampard doesn't have eye for good play?
Lampard wanted Tarkowski. And recently he said it, he repeated it.
Oh, Lampard. Actually, he was completely given a bloodbath by Minnesota FC.
4-0.
Hey,
but there was Lampard. A time Tarkowski was knocking on the English door.
No, Tarkowski was actually serious. Yeah. By the time Lampard wanted him, he was washed. No,
but Tarkowski, he's never been a top.
Sure.
Let me get that.
Jimmy Tarkowski.
Jules is also budding. Rahman, just quick thoughts on this pursuit of Kounde, and now that they look like they are getting it over the line, what do you think? Don't call me or not?
Yeah, don't call me. I mean, they need defenders. Christensen is gone to Barcelona. Rudiger is gone to Real Madrid, and then even Cesar Spilicueta might leave because even though he's extended his contract, there's still Barcelona who are offering a longer term, and he's looking at his age now. It's quite interesting because of the fact of the way Chelsea set up with the three at the back. Obviously, they need big, tall, technically gifted centre backs, and they've gone on to sign Khalid, who I like a lot. I actually think the signing was like maybe 2 years late because 2 years.
But the Khalidu one,
Khalidu one, because there was a time I was in the same power with Van Dijk, because they have the same physique, the same height, and
even the reputation in terms of
was the same. In the last 2 years, his profile has gone a bit down, but he's coming to the Premier League. He's coming to a team where he'll be profiled a bit more. Jules also coming in and looking at going to the World Cup with France, and the fact that he'll be playing at Chelsea, he has a prominent role, and I'm told that the project that was sold to him was that he was going to be the center or the three-back that they will play. And then all is cemented by the experience of Thiago Silva. And Thomas Tuchel he's shown that his signings can come in, especially defenders and go on. So for me, it's an intriguing signing. He's young, he's technically gifted, comes at a good price also, like you rightfully said, and there's space for him and room for him to improve. Chelsea is a very difficult club, though, to play in. I can tell you that most of the English teams, maybe Arsenal and City and all that, you can go. But Chelsea, you need character. There's been some really big players that have gone to Chelsea.
And they are used to winning.
And they are used to winning. The fans demand winning. And I say this all the time. I see a lot of games at Stamford Bridge. It's not your most conducive place to watch football. If things are not going well, the fans will let you know. So it's not like
what is it like? Are the fans extra close to the pitch? Can you hear the trash talking from the fans?
Very old. Stamford Bridge is quite really old stadium, very small, and they like a bit of a banter. They like sarcasm, and so if you're really good, they'll let you know. Like when Rudiger was really good, anytime he touched the ball, the whole stadium will go roo roo, and it lifts the player. The opposite can happen. There's been times where Alonso has misplaced the pass, and they let him know they don't like that, and that's Chelsea for them. They've been spoiled, and the next few years will tell us what will happen because they had an owner who didn't care about profit. He cared about winning. He didn't care to sack a manager after maybe 3 games and bring in another one. Didn't care how much it cost, and they'll pay a lot of money for him. Times have changed. Todd is American. His consortium is American. It's all about profit. So they'll bring in players. The fans will have to accept. And you can easily even tell with the way they are going about with the players they are buying that it's kind of a different approach to what Roman used to do. But Jules is an interesting one, and I definitely see that he will get a lot of chance to play under Tuchel.
A lot of chance. Let me go to you, Daniel. You've not spoken a lot today. Just quick thoughts on the Jules Kounde transfer. I don't know how you feel about it. What do you think he brings to this table that is different from what they already have, and why have they pursued him for so long?
I like him, especially in a 3-back. I don't think his height will necessarily be a problem. I think he carries the ball very well. He's very comfortable with the ball. He has a good passing region. He's strong. He has a very low center to gravity. Very difficult to take off the ball. And I like players.
Somebody who has that much height, he's actually very strong.
Yeah.
And he's very quick as well.
Yeah, and he also has the ability to play as a right back. So offers that tactical flexibility if you want to switch a system mid-game or whatever the case is. He has the ability to give you that. And age is also on his side. So I like it. If you look at the balance with which they have what they have in the 3-back right now, you look at Jules, you look at Thiago Silva, you look at Koulibaly.
The Kokoti backline.
The Kokoti, exactly. You can tell there's a lot of balance.
Let us not forget that name combo. I love it. Koulibaly, Kounde, and Thiago Kokoti. You go hear this for this show top.
The balance is good, and that is what you need. That is what you want going into a campaign like this. But look, trust me, Chelsea have serious problems. And the scary thing is that most of their fans don't know that they have serious problems. First, the thing that hits me straight away is the fact that they don't have a goal scorer in their team. That is why they went for Lukaku. Lukaku is gone. They've not replaced Lukaku. And they are somehow convincing themselves that Havertz will be the guy to give them that 20, 25 plus goals. It's not going to happen. He's a sort of like your second highest goal scorer. He's like a supporting striker in terms of responsibility. I still think they need to go out and get somebody who can get them the goals, or getting players in the attacking area who can share the responsibility. Yes, Sterling has come in, but Chelsea don't create as much as Man City. It means Sterling's poor finishing may come to bear at Chelsea. I think they need another forward in there because Timo Werner is not the guy. Pulisic is clearly not the guy. Ziyech was never the guy. And they seriously need to strengthen that forward area because we saw Chelsea. They created tons of chances last season. There were games that they were supposed to have won after like 50 minutes. Even the Brentford game that they lost 4-1. If you watch that game, Chelsea should have killed that game by the first half. They didn't do it. In the second half, they started very well. They scored one goal. All of a sudden, boom. Brentford have picked them apart. But now they fixed that defense. I think they need to go out and strengthen that forward area, or I don't see any sound improvement from them. In fact, the way I'm looking at things, I'll not be surprised as it stands. If the league starts today with the clubs having the squads that they have presently, I think Chelsea will be the ones to drop out of the top 4.
Big statement there. Let's go to another transfer. It's generating quite some. Let's stay on Chelsea now. Guess what, Nathan? Our favorite player, Alan Saint-Maximin. That has emerged. That's what he said. He has emerged, and I'm just dovetailing into that because Daniel spoke about building the front line. Saint-Maximin has been approached by Chelsea, according to reports that I'm seeing. The club is set to open up a bid for the player. I don't know. Saint-Maximin to Chelsea. Does that make any sense?
I think if it turns out to be true, and Chelsea does make an approach, I think that Saint-Maximin will be very eager to go. He will be very, very eager to try his skills and his talents at that higher level. And finish, though. Well, he doesn't have to be the one to finish.
No, but at the end of the,
he's a winger, though.
I don't think he's a player. I'm shocked.
Yeah. No, but they look like
if that is true. Then
no, but coach, honestly speaking, I'll tell you this, right? If you can buy Hakim Ziyech, you can definitely buy Saint-Maximin. Because Hakim Ziyech is not on Saint-Maximin's level.
If Chelsea do make an approach for Alan Saint-Maximin, he will be happy. So now we can look at it in reverse. Okay. Do Chelsea need a player like Alan Saint-Maximin? No. For the player, he would love it.
If they are selling all their wingers, isn't it prudent that they bring in somebody like him?
But the point is, they will still give Pulisic another opportunity.
But how can you even go into the season depending on Pulisic?
I'm just saying.
Pulisic, if you blow air on him, he will get injured.
They'll give him a shot.
If you criticize Pulisic wrongly, he will get injured.
They'll give him a shot. They'll give Raheem Sterling is going to be probably one of their main men this season. I don't know the situation with Hakim Ziyech, whether he's staying or going. If he's going, if he wants to, then he's clearly not making enough of an effort because the man is still playing preseason matches in the United States. like that, and I completely agree with Daniel. Chelsea, I think, are overlooking the one most important place they need to look at. Somebody who will bang in the goals. Look, you can't put your hope on Kai Havertz. He's not a bad player. But you don't want to think about a league season where are we going to challenge for the league? Of course, we have to challenge. Who is the guy who's going to pass towards the league title? And it's Kai Havertz?
Chelsea fans say he's a Rolls Royce.
Okay,
Whatever it is, I think Chelsea do need somebody who they can look, somebody you can bet
trust.
your house
Like
on.
a Diego
That
Costa back in the
end,
day.
He's giving you 20.
Roman, just add a quick one.
I remember when Chelsea was playing Madrid, I asked Thomas Tuchel the same thing because at that same time, Lukaku was struggling for goals. And the main reason why they signed Rome was because they wanted somebody, this the same time last time, somebody who could score the goals. And they went to promise Rome that they were going to change the system.
Which he never did.
They didn't change the system. And that's what really upset Rome.
Yeah.
Because Rome came in having led Inter to the Serie A title and banged about 30 plus goals. And they said they wanted to make him the center of their attack. And the main reason why they're not scoring goals, and I get that they might try to get striker, is the way they play.
That's it.
I've
said this
the
thing
setup.
several times here.
Okay, so essentially you're saying that the setup will not help a number 9.
It doesn't. I asked him personally, and you know what his answer was? It's like historically, he said, and this is Tuchel speaking, he said historically, Chelsea is a team that strikers struggle. He even said that. So Matthias Kessman and all.
He went into history.
Yeah, he does.
Crespo and things.
But let's just put it on record that the only number 9 to have thrived at Chelsea.
He did there.
the one and only.
He did there.
Yeah. So it depends. The strikers will then be looking at Chelsea now and saying, "Do I want to go in there?" Because Tuchel plays with the handbrakes on. Places 3, plays another 2 defenders as wing back. So they rarely concede. And there are people who believe they are set up for cup games. So that's why they do well in Champions League and FA Cups, and they can get to the Carabao Cup final, FA Cup. Because in knockout games, when you get one goal, it's hard to break down. In league games, because it's a marathon, people will eventually find you up. So it depends. If he wants to go back to 4 at the back, what that will mean is that Chelsea will not be watertight like they are. But is he willing to give
That I doubt.
I doubt. I think Tuchel will stay wedded
We'll see.
to that 3 back.
We'll see how it goes.
And from all these conversations, maybe that's why they are not in a haste to find a Lukaku replacement. Because it looks like, I think the Lukaku experiment clearly will tell Tuchel, you know what, just go back to what you know. And go back to what works.
But that will not win him the league.
Well, go win him a cup.
But look, it is looking like Liverpool, Spurs, and Man City.
What's your own United? You
No,
repose
I'm
faith
coming.
in them to finish in the
I
top
didn't
2.
it is looking like in terms of
The teams that could potentially win.
forward players. I mean, top strikers.
Okay, I get what you mean.
These, I
They
would
are the
have
front runners.
I would have included United if
If Baba was around,
the most renowned goal scorer in the history of the game is saying he's going to stay. But right now, I don't know whether he's staying or he's leaving.
Charlie,
I listened to
Ronaldo.
Ten Hag today.
you
He
can't
said
add him to your
the
plans.
situation hasn't changed. He's not for sale.
Hey,
So
Ronaldo.
let's see how that goes.
But
But
somebody has family issues. You see,
I think it is looking like, in terms of those having natural goal scorers in their team, it is looking like Spurs, Man City, and Liverpool.